Bullies beware. We got a insane clown just running around. From Eli Craig, the director who brought us Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, Little Evil, and even had a hand in Zombieland, comes Clown in a Cornfield. I went in expecting it to lean a little too hard into the funny side of horror comedy, and to be fair, it kind of does, but it works. The humor felt self-aware and fresh, even if it's sprinkled with cliches. Yes, there's lots of cliches. You've got your classic setup. Big city girl moves to a small backwards town. Her dad, an esteemed doctor, tries to pick up the pieces after a family tragedy. He takes over the town's old school clinic. It walks the path as many other slashers from the past few decades. Until it doesn't. But more on that later. Starring Katie Douglas, Kevin Durand, whom we chatted about during our Abigail review. Check that out if you haven't yet. Cassandra Potenza, Will Sasso, Aaron Abrams, and a handful of fresh faces. Clown in a Cornfield follows Quinn and her dad as they relocate to Kettle Springs, Missouri after the death of Quinn's mother. And once they arrive, as small towns tend to do, things go sideways. The town is split after a devastating fire wipes out their main factory, leaving everyone pointing fingers and simmering with resentment. Then boom! We get a creepy, grinning clown emerging from the cornfields on a mission to clean house violently. Fun fact, the movie is based on a book series by Adam Cesar, and there are sequels. So if this one does well at the box office, don't be surprised if we're looking at another clown-based horror franchise, and I hear ya, another clown-based horror franchise. Trust me, I know. It's been there, done that kind of territory, from Pennywise to Art the Clown to the Joker to even the Jester that kind of tried to rip off Art the Clown and was horrible. Yeah, it's a crowded field. Crowded cornfield. Yeah. But Clown in a Cornfield manages to bring a little something different into the picture. We'll get into that in a sec. Ratings-wise, it's currently sitting at a surprising 85% on Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter. That may dip as more reviews come in. It just did come out. It's got a 55 out of 100 on Metacritic, 2.5 out of 4 from RogerDebert.com, and a 3 out of 5 from Bloody Disgusting. But what's the real value of the flick? Well, for me, it started off too cliche to the point of being annoying, but somewhere past the halfway mark, I started vibing with the campy energy and social commentary. It went from real meh to real good. Two scaredy cows for atmosphere and the occasional brutal kill, but don't expect anything super scary. It leans harder into the horror comedy than it does the jump scares, kill scares, or really any kind of scares. Now go ahead and use the chapters below if you want to skip around, because now we get into some spoilers. Okay, so if you don't want it ruined, spoilers begin now. More like insane clowns running around. Blah, 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 plural. Okay, so the multiple killer twist isn't exactly new. The Scream franchise, anyone? Even this year's Hard Eyes did something similar. But in this context, the motive, laid off factory workers lashing out at the youths they blame, like some kind of reverse Children of the Corn type scenario, it's at least understandable. Over the top? Just a bit, sure, in its own warped way. That said, the idea that this town does this every generation or so, that's a little much. Like, how would a whole town be able to keep an entire 100-year history of purging the undesirables from its population under wraps? Suspension of disbelief required. The heart of this movie hits a theme I've been talking about for a while now, though. Bullying, cruelty, prank culture. It's not worth it, folks. Just don't be a dick, or you might end up on a clown's hit list. Honk, 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 honk. Early on, I couldn't stand the main group of teens. They felt self-absorbed, fame-hungry, and shallow. And yes, I understand the irony of that. I'm literally on YouTube right now. But seriously, y'all, pick up a goddamn book every once in a while. Jesus Christ, you know? All right, grumpy old man moment over. Get off my lawn! But here's the thing. The movie knows they suck. They are the bad guys, the main group of teens. And once I realized that, I started rooting for the clowns, no joke. Take them out! At least until we get to the climax where the mayor, Duran's character, literally tries to kill his own son. Kinda unrealistic, evolutionary-wise for me. And yes, I know there has been tons of fathers out there that have killed their sons, but you get it in the grand context of things. Once you see the movie, you're like, he just flipped, he just disowns his son and is gonna take him out. Come on, all right, whatever. But by that point, the whole town has gone off the rails, so I rolled with it. I also really appreciated the reveal about why Cole rejects Quinn's advances and how Rust fits into that situation. They were previously a couple, and I'll admit, I did not see that coming, but I loved it. The way all three girls witnessed their reunion and in unison go, oh, it was hilarious. So funny. So the part that at first felt cliche, thinking Cole and Quinn were the film's titular couple, it gets flipped. And I thought the film should get props for that. All right, spoilers over. The humor overall landed for me as well. You've heard me talk about how a lot of horror comedies fumble the balance and lead too hard into the goofy, but this one felt well-paced with jokes that didn't undercut the story or the tension and really just landed well through delivery and such. Not perfect, but definitely enjoyable. So yeah, there are 3 books, and if this does well, I wouldn't be surprised if we get 2 more films. The crowd I watched it with seemed to be having a good time too, and that's usually a good sign for a movie. All right, that's it for me today, folks. Shout out to Corey and Joey for being Patreon patrons. If you want to support the channel too, head on over to patreon.com/therealvalue and become an insane clown or a real MVP. And if nothing else, like, subscribe, and don't be a dick. All right, see me next time, because I can't see you. Peace. What's up, baby? Wow, 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 wow.